Hello everyone, this is ChristianEyewear.com where believing is seeing, and today I'm going to be making a pair of glasses for Herman in El Paso, Texas. Herman is very active in his church, the Immaculate Conception. He is a Latin Roman Catholic, great guy. I've been talking to him through emails. I just really think he's got his life together. I wish I could hire someone like him to come work with me, but I'm sure he's destined for greater things. Of course, this is the case that his frame comes in, the Christian Eyewear. He's getting model number Philippians 4:13, which is I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. They come with a polarized magnetic clip-on. He's getting the tortoise with silver. These are also available with gold, but he's getting the tortoise and silver in the 55 eye size. Of the three sizes, there's 52, 55, and 58, and he's getting these in the 55. His rare earth magnetic clip-on clips right onto the metal of the case. Let me begin by popping out the demo lenses. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to put his frame into the tracing element of my machine. Now, Herman, grandfather, whose name is Lino or Lino, forgive me if I'm not pronouncing that correctly, is one of my peers. He was an optician for 30 years before retiring in 1998. So let me see if I can make him proud by making these glasses for his grandson. I'm going to go ahead and assign a barcode number to his frame, so years from now, should he ever need new lenses, I can mail them right to his home and he'll see how to put them in, and I bet his grandfather can even do it for him. So I'm going to hit the start button. Little stylus is going to pop up, go around, trace the inside bevel of the right side of the frame before doing the same thing on the left. Here at ChristianEyewear.com, where believing is seeing, you buy any frame that I offer and you'll receive one free pair of clear single vision prescription lenses or non-prescription fashion lenses. My receipt has my federal ID tax number, so if you have vision insurance or unused health savings account flex dollars, you will get reimbursed for your purchase. I can do any power lens. I can do single vision. I can do the line style bifocal. I can do the progressive. I can do any power. It does not matter. Now I need to enter his pupillary distance on the next screen, which is 63 divided by 2 is 31.5. My computer starts at 32.5, so I'm going to tap this minus button at the bottom of the screen twice. It goes down in 0.5 millimeter increments. I want to raise the optical center height up to 22. I'm going to go 2.5 above the center of the frame and cut it at 22. Now I need to get his lenses prep. His right eye reads -2, -175 at 4, -2, -175 at 4. Turn the axis wheel of my Marco 101 lensometer to 4. Take the lens out of the protective packet. Actually put the power drum on 0. Make sure everything's where it's supposed to be. Yep. Now I can put the power drum on -2. Put the lens in, rotate until the spherical component of the prescription comes into view first. And then I'm going to check his astigmatism correction. And I'll explain what all that means later. I have a simple way to test whether you're going to need glasses in your life, though, for anyone who's watching. Are you sleepy right when you wake up? Are you hungry just before you eat? Is it dark when you close your eyes? If the answer to any of those is yes, then at some point in your life you're going to need glasses. I'm marking that one right. By the way, free bad jokes with the purchase of every pair of glasses made. Left eye reads -150, -1.25 at 170, -150, -1.25 at 170. Take the lens out of the packet. Put the power drum on -150. Turn the axis wheel. Turn the lens until the spherical component comes into view. Check the astigmatism correction. Everything lines up perfectly. I'm going to put 3 dots on these lenses. 1, 2, 8. I'm going to mark that one L, which is Latin for not right. Yeah, I know I said ocho. I mathed wrong. I have failed math so many times I can't even count. Now, if you guys missed any of that, let me recap. Oh, I know it's a bad joke, but you'll be telling it tomorrow. So this is a block. I need to attach this to your lens while it's cutting. I had 2 double-sided adhesive stickers there. The black side is the sticky side. I'm going to stick this one onto the first block, place it on the platform, do the same thing now for the second one. Pull the paper away to make the black side sticky. That silver button on the back is a magnet. It's going to do its job twice. The first time it's going to attach itself to another magnet here in the arm. And the reason why I put those 3 dots on the lens, it tells me that it's oriented in there just perfectly. The blue cross is the geometric center of the frame. His eye is just above that in inset. So I'm going to get everything lined up as such. I always like to make sure the lens is large enough, and it is. Hit that button, the arm's going to come down, place the block onto the right lens. We're going to do the same thing now for the lens that ain't right, which I can identify with because I ain't right neither. Pull the paperweight to make the black side sticky, line up the magnet. Same pupillary distance, same optical center height. If it was a different numerical value for the pupillary distance, I would enter that, but I don't have to change a thing. Hit that button, the arm comes down, places the block onto the left lens. Now this is the tracer, this is the blocker, this is what's known as the edger. This is going to do all the work while I run my mouth. That's fair. It's going to cut his lenses down from this size to this size, and it's going to do this on the cutting wheel, which is a diamond crusted wheel that's going to grind away the lens material. This wheel in the center is going to put the V-shaped bevel onto the lens so it stays inside the bevel of the frame. Now I need to wake up the computer of transferring the data from here to here. This is job ID number 3845. 3845, or as I like to say, installment 3845 of my 330 million volume series of making a pair of glasses for everyone in America. Stay tuned for episode number 330 million. Something wacky is going to happen. Actually, to be honest with you, I'm going to need to sit down, have a snack, and then take a nap. That's what's going to happen at the end of 330 million pairs of glasses made. So, these are polycarbonate lenses. If they were plastic, high-index plastic, or Trivex, I would select those materials, but I'm going to stick with polycarbonate. It's my lens material of choice. I'm not going to polish the edge of the lens because it's not going to be seen. I'm not going to put a safety bevel on the front convex surface of the lens, but I am going to place one on the rear concave surface of the lens. And I'll explain that a little, why I'm doing that a little later too. So now the magnet's going to do its job a second time. It's going to attach itself to another magnet there in the chuck, or as I like to call it, the Charles, because I just don't know this machine well enough to call it Chuck. Hit the green start. Did I mention bad jokes? Alright, so the door closes, the clamp shuts, the lens is going to be traced by 2 white styluses, making sure that it's large enough to fit into the frame. And you can see as it's tracing the shape of the right lens. Then the old carpenter saying, love thy neighbor as thyself, as well as measure twice, cut once. It's measuring the thickness of the lens at every point to know exactly and precisely where to place the bevel, so you have the least amount of edge thickness showing, of which you'll have hardly any, probably none, or the smallest amount possible with your prescription in this frame. Now the light flickering in the background is water. That's there to catch the optical sawdust. Polycarbonate lenses cut dry, where plastic, high-index plastic, and Trivex, which are different lens materials, cut wet, meaning that water sprays onto those lenses while they are cutting. Now water will spray onto these lenses, but only to wash away any optical debris you may see beginning to form, and it will do that at the last 20 seconds. Now, as I mentioned, your lenses are made out of polycarbonate, which is 40% thinner and lighter than regular plastic. They are virtually unbreakable. These are high-impact, ballistics grade lens material. The same lens material that our soldiers wear overseas in combat zones to protect their eyes from shrapnel, from flying debris. This has 100% UVA and UVB protection built into the lens. We know what the sun's harmful ultraviolet rays can do to your skin, where your eyes are 8 times more sensitive than your skin. So unlike the lotions, creams, and sprays that have to be reapplied every couple hours when you're in direct exposure to the sun, this is permanent and never needs to be reapplied. Now, that's part of the reason I like the polycarbonate. It is thinner and lighter and unbreakable. 100% UVA, UVB protection. Now, Herman upgraded to my house anti-glare, which adds $44 to the price of the frame. The anti-glare is 3 features in one. The first feature is it reduces glare when driving at night, particularly driving at night in the rain. But from street lights, stoplights, computer screens, overhead fluorescent lights and such. The second feature is that it reduces reflections. So when someone's looking at you, they don't see their reflection in your eyes. It makes for much better eye contact. Plus, if you ever take a selfie, you're less likely to see your phone in your lens, or if someone takes a picture of flash, you're less likely to see that. Now the third feature comes with the industry's hardest scratch coating. The machine that applies the anti-glare costs well over $1 million and takes over 24 hours to vaporize 8 different coatings onto your lens. So because of the time and the expense, they put the industry's hardest scratch coating on there to protect your time and investment. So water has begun spraying onto the lens, which tells me it's in the last 20 seconds of the cycle. In just a moment, a little lever will come out. At the end of that lever is a spinning disc, which is going to be a very fine grit sandpaper, and it's smoothing off the back surface of the lens. This is known as the safety bevel. Now the edge of the lens is not rough by any means, but it's just really smoothing it out, and I'll show you why I'm doing that technique on the back of the lens and not the front. But in just a moment, I'm going to open this door with my mind. You like that? I can do other things with my mind. I can melt ice with my mind. I can. I just have to stare at it for a couple hours and then I'll get it to melt. Now, scientists have studied that phenomena for years and they cannot figure out why I can melt ice in the summertime faster than I can in the winter. If you think you know the answer, write it down on a $100 bill and mail it to me, and I'll read your answer on the air and give you credit for it. You don't even have to include your name. I'll recognize your handwriting. Just send in that $100 bill. So, the reason why I put the safety bevel on the back surface of the lens is that if this lens were too large, and we're about to see, I'm going to tuck it in. I have the side I'm working on closest to me. I'm going to tuck it in at the outside corner. And with my thumbs pushed down the nose, it snaps right in. Now, if it were too large, I don't want any rough areas of the back of the lens to come in contact with the frame, possibly scratching it or marring the finish. That's why I put a safety bevel on the back of the lens. The front of the lens does not protrude at all. Plus, if you had a very strong prescription, which you don't, look, no edge thickness. But if you had a strong prescription and part of this lens were to protrude from the back of the frame and to come into contact with the cheek, I would want it to be nice and smooth, but we don't have to worry about that with your prescription. So I'm going to flip this over to L, place the magnet into the Chuck, the Charles, the Chucky baby, the Chuckarama, or today I'm calling it the Herman, or the Lino. One of these days I'm going to get it right. I'll get a lot of things right one day, but not today. But I keep trying. I'm not perfect. I don't walk on water, but I'm going to keep trying. Hit the green start button. The door closes. The clamp shuts. The lens is going to be traced again by the 2 wide styluses, making sure it's large enough to go around on its first go around. And you can see as it's tracing the shape of the left side. And the old carpenter saying, do unto others as you would have them do unto you, as well as measure twice, cut once, is measuring to know where to place the bevel. And look at that, Herman. No edge thickness whatsoever. You got nothing on the side except that beautiful cross, that old rugged cross. Now I'm going to take this block off. I'm going to start what's known as final inspection. I'm going to come down here and make sure everything is cut perfectly. The prescription for the right eye is called -2, -175 at 4. Turn the axis wheel back to 4. Now the purpose of final inspection is to verify that everything is made exactly how your doctor wrote it out. So I'm going to put it in over that black dot, which is going to sit in front of your pupil. Read the power. And I am getting -2 in the red, exactly halfway between 1 and 3. That's where you're going to find 2. Now the unit of measurement we use in the optical world is called a diopter, spelled D-I-O-P-T-E-R. It starts at 0 and goes up in quarter increments from there, 0.25, 0.50, 0.75, 1. His prescription, 2 full diopters. He's on the 8th rung of the ladder. He needs 8 steps of far-sighted correction. With his glasses off, he can see everything great here, but as it moves away, it starts to get blurry. So that's why there's a minus sign. His lenses minify the image down to the correct size. Now, once it's the correct size, he has 1.75 diopters of astigmatism correction, -1.75. So he had a -2 here. 90 degrees away, he had an additional 175 steeper, almost another 2 full diopters, 90 degrees away, and it's how we rotate those 2 powers to make everything nice and crisp. Now, uncorrected astigmatism makes 6s and 8s look alike, or the letters P and F. Think of it as the fine-tune knob, and we turn that fine-tune knob to 4. So we're going to turn the wheel to get the second power, and we end up at -375, exactly 1 tick mark away from 4. How did we get there? Remember high school math? You add 2 like signs together. I bet Herman does because he's still in high school. Actually plays football on a team. The reason why he's getting these is because he can wear these under his helmet. And which it will fit nicely. But let's use today's terms. If you let somebody borrow $2 and they borrowed another $1.75, they would owe you $3.75. That's where we're at, $3.75 in the red. Now his right eye, he only needs 6 steps, 1.5 diopters of far-sighted correction, and only 5 additional steps, 1.25 steps of astigmatism correction, turned to 170. Now, these first 2 numbers, that's the right eye, that's the left eye. The first 2 numbers are real values to be concerned with. This last number could be anywhere from 0 to 180. You would think 4 and 170 are far apart, but think of a straight line as 0 to 90 to 180, 270 for those of you keeping score at home. For the right eye, we turn the axis wheel, that fine-tune knob, to 4. Now for the left eye, we're going to turn it to 170 all the way over here. Now 4 is 4 degrees away from 170, excuse me, 180. 170 is 10 degrees away from the 180 meridian. So really there's only 6 steps of separation from you and Kevin Bacon's prescription. All right, I'm milking that joke too. All right, so we're going to take the lens out, dry it off. Well, I lost your frame. Here it is. Tuck it in. I have the side I'm working on closest to me. Tuck it in at the outside corner. Press down with the thumbs. It snaps right off. This comes off. Let me add to my sticker collection. I've been saving these. I've made a few of these, haven't I? I've done 1 or 2 pair in my life. So, turn the fine-tune knob, the axis wheel for the astigmatism fine-tune knob to 170. Put it in over that black dot. And when I read the power, I'm getting minus 150, exactly halfway between 1 and 2. He has 1.25 steps of astigmatism correction on top of the 150. And we end up at minus 275, 1 tick mark away from 3. Now the last few steps of final inspection, now that we know the prescription was made correctly, I want to measure, just like the crosshairs of a scope, I measure horizontally and vertically. So the vertical measurement is 22, the horizontal is 63. I'm going to put the card behind me so you can see. Hang on 1 second. Hello, you're on the air live with Christian Eyewear. Is there a prayer you'd like for me to say on the air while we're filming tonight? This is Jigsaw. He's my website developer, just checking in on me today, but I'm making a video for Herman in El Paso, Texas. Is it okay if I give you a call after the video?
Is El Paso near Pasadena? No. Okay. Yeah, that'll be fine.
It's, yeah, you just got to go take a left in El Paso past that. So, okay, I'll give you a call back afterwards. Thanks a lot.
Sounds great.
Bye. He's a great guy, Jigsaw. He's really helped me develop into the best optician I can be. And trust me, I need all the help I can get. So the 63 millimeters from these 2 dots, I'm going to place my PD stick against my thumb. When we hold it up to the left lens, we're getting 63 millimeters. We're going to turn it to measure the vertical depth of 22. Not to the bottom of the lens, but to the deepest part of the frame, because your lens goes halfway into the frame. We're getting 22 millimeters. We're getting 22 millimeters there. Now, I've been an optician for 23 years. I've personally cut tens of thousands of pairs of glasses for people in my optical community, and now I'm selling glasses online. I can increase that and start to cut lenses for my Christian community that I'm a part of. The last steps of final inspection is to make sure that this is the portion of every video that as I clean your lenses, I mentioned that there's free shipping anywhere in the U.S. and El Paso, Texas is still in the U.S. But when you get these in the mail, there's a small chance that these could fit too loose or too tight. However, there is an 80% chance that one side is going to sit higher than the other. That's because 80% of people have one ear that is higher than the other. And because of that statistic, 99% of all optical shops will do free adjustments for you if you ask them. But it only takes about 30 seconds to a minute to adjust a pair of glasses perfectly, so stop by your local shop and just let them know if they need to be adjusted. But I'm going to get these in standard alignment for you, also known as a 3-point stance. The 3 points are 1, 2, and the bottom of the frame being 3. I set them on the counter and press down. There is no wobble. Now when I say wobble, when I take mine off and press down, they wobble on the counter, but they sit level on me. Now, for those of you who keeping score at home, I'm wearing the Philippians 4:13, which is I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, in the black and silver, to go with my black hair with silver highlights. Wisdom highlights, I call them. Actually, what I've got is wisdom hair with some black hairs coming in. I think I've got more gray than I do black. But let me flip this over and press down. There is no wobble. Close each temple to make sure they overlap perfectly. And they do, that neither temple is askew. Now again, all frames come with a polarized magnetic clip-on. Now on the back of the frame you can see the rare earth magnet that attaches to the clip-on. They have, only on the tortoise can you see it in the lighting just right. You can actually see it on this one. They heat the magnet up to about 500 degrees and inject it into the frame onto the sides. And if I hold the light just right, I think, well, you can't see any on this side, but because of the tortoise, the areas that are light and dark, there's a little light spot there that's allowing the magnet to show. It's darker here so you don't see it. But that's how the magnet stays on the frame and will not attach itself to any other frame. Now, this frame comes in 4 colors: black, tortoise, dogwood, and majestic purple. Within those 4 colors, you get a choice of silver or gold crosses on the side. Now the purple frame comes with a brown polarized gradient clip-on. The silver and the gold do. The black, of course, is going to come with a black clip with a gray polarized. The tortoise comes with a tortoise clip in gray polarized. And again, you can get these in, I have 2 golds here, gold or silver. And all you do is press down and the magnetic clip-ons attaches. Now, I want to do something a little bit bolder, because if you're doing a crucifix frame, I wanted to do a wood color. If you're going to walk up to the bell, ring it. So because this is a bolder look, I decided to go a little bit bolder with these. The gold frame comes with a gold mirror, of which I've got here. And the silver frame comes with a silver mirror to match the silver crosses. And now if you're telling me that this is too bold, you'd rather have a dark gray, I can swap these out for you. That's no problem. And of course I wanted something a little bit lighter, a little more feminine. Of course, the Lakers fans, Minnesota Vikings, LSU Tigers, my East Carolina Pirates here in my home state, they love the purple and gold, so you can still do that. And of course all the frames come in silver, as in Texas Christian. There's a lot of Christian schools out there who have purple and silver as their colors. So, but that's that. Now, how do you know if you're going to be able to wear this frame or what it would look like? Now, in many of my early videos, I was wearing the Ray-Ban 2132 New Wayfarer. You can go into any store in the country that sells these. These come in 3 sizes, 52, 55, and the larger 58. Now, what I did, this frame is so comfortable and so durable, I sent one of mine to a manufacturer and said, replicate this. Don't put Ray-Ban on the side. Put that old rugged cross there. And I took the shield off the front. I made a few modifications because I went to a trademark lawyer and I was told that you can't trademark a shape. But I was still a little intimidated by Luxottica, which is the parent company of Ray-Ban. They're a multi-billion-dollar lawyer, so I wanted to make a few modifications. The other one I did, Ray-Ban comes with a 3-barrel hinge. Now the barrel, this is known as a temple. There's 2 barrels on the temple, one on the frame front. When it goes together, you put a screw through it. That's a 3-barrel. The one thing I wanted to do, I put a 7-barrel, meaning there's 4 on the temple and 3 on the frame front. When you put those together and put the screw through it, that is locked in place. I wanted these to be as strong as everyone's faith in the Lord above, knowing how strong God's love is for everyone. Of course, again, this is Christian eyewear designed in the USA by me. Model number Philippians 4:13. Again, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. This is the 55 eye size. Again, 3 colors. 3 sizes, 52, 55, and 58. And this one's the tortoise. Just specify whether you want silver or gold crosses. Now, Herman, again, plays football. This really strong hinge is going to be great. I don't know if you can wear these while playing. That could possibly get knocked off. I don't know if he plays offense or defense, but either way, there's a lot of heads banging together, and he's probably just going to rock these as they are. But again, he's active in the church, which is great for a young person. That's hard to find these days. I can just tell that he's going to do some great things in his life. He's surrounded by a great family. How do I know that? His grandfather's an optician. How can that not spread the love? But this frame and lens sells for $149 complete. That's with the clip-on. If you want the traditional line style bifocal, that's $199 complete with the clip-on, any size, any color. And I can do the invisible bifocal like Eyewear, the Zeiss progressive lens, which is at $249 complete with the clip-on, any size, any color. I can do any type of lens. I can do any power of lens, any strength. I can do high index. I can do transitions, gray, brown, green, and blue. I can do anti-glare. I even had someone who's light sensitive after cataract surgery. I did polarized sunglasses, and then when they're out walking in the mornings or late afternoon and it's really bright and they're walking into the sun, they can put on their second pair of polarized clip-on. It's almost like welding goggles, so that the sun does not bother them. By the way, I jokingly refer to this as sun protection, S-O-N protection, the Son of God. You will be protected through eternal life. And for thou shalt who believe in him. But Herman in El Paso, Texas, thank you so much for the purchase of the Philippians 4:13 from Christian Eyewear with your prescription single vision lenses with my house anti-glare. So again, this is $149 complete. The house anti-glare adds $44 for a total of $193 tax-free. The reason why I can do that, I'm in North Carolina. North Carolina considers eyeglasses a medical device. And there is no tax collected on medical devices, and that's how I'm able to remain tax-free. So thanks for your purchase. Thanks for spreading the gospel for me, Herman. And now hopefully everyone else has gotten a chance to see how I bring God's loving feeling back to glasses. Thank you.